feel like coming back with a big win over a legend like Takanori Gomi?
It feels really good. I've had a rough go of it lately. I had a couple fights there that I didn't feel like I was prepared going into it. My last fight, that was the first time I ever fought and kind of didn't want to be there because I had such a rough camp. So I asked to fight on 200 so that I could hang them up in front of the fans because I believe that the fans have deserved that. And when I decide to, I will do it in front of the fans. But I got the call for Gomi, and it was like, all right, we're gonna go at this. This is a great fight, and we figured out what was wrong. It ended up I had Lyme disease. So I was having, you think of everything that you could, everything you would get being a professional fighter for 10 years, basically the symptoms of Lyme disease. Arthritis, tingling and numbness. It affected my focus and everything. And getting on some doxycycline for a couple days, cleared up most of the symptoms. It's kind of, I'm still on it now, but like I said, I really needed this because I was feeling like crap after that last one.
Well, you're not really right now thinking anywhere near about hanging him up.
No, yeah. It was my doctor had said, we'll do a little clinical on it and start you on the doxy, and he's like, in a couple days you'll feel day and night better, and that was the truth. It went from some days waking up and having difficulty getting out of bed to feeling good and being able to go up and down stairs like a 32-year-old man should, not sideways holding the railing every time. I feel good. I feel like I did a couple years ago.
How long did it take you to shake those symptoms?
Pretty quickly. The way it's it's stubborn bacteria, and it takes a while to kind of fully kick it. Throughout camp, I had a couple downswings, but knowing okay, it's only going to last for a day or two, and then kind of feels better. So I had a shitty couple days a couple weeks ago, so I was like, all right, that means we should be in the clear for the fight, and I've been feeling really good.
Jim, was it tough at all? You so desperately needed this win, and yet you're on such a big stage, opening up such a massive card that you want to kick this off to the fans, but you have to be focused on the win as well. Was that tough at all?
I've aside from my last fight, I've never had a problem with focusing on the fight. I've had to wish my brother good luck going to the hospital. Having him fight 45 minutes before me and break his cheekbone, and I'm about to step in and do the same thing. And I was able to focus in, when we fought on 128, that was for the family, that was a hard day. He fought, I watched him fight with his heart broken, and I had to fight right after that. And I was able to focus and have one of the best performances of my career. And my last fight was the only time I stepped inside the octagon, and I'm like looking out and seeing people in the crowd and like, oh, I know that guy, and not like kind of focused on my opponent. But I've gotten my focus back, and I was able to just train better than I have in a year and a half. And I knew that Gomi would be a good fight for me. I knew if I put him on the ground, he'd make a mistake and I'd be able to capitalize.
And Jim, you get your first stoppage victory since 2014. How important was it for you to come out here and get a win and remind the UFC and the fans that you're still here? You're a guy that's a force to be reckoned with in the division.
It feels great. I fight to prove things to myself and to prove how what I'm capable of doing, and I know that I can do that to anybody. It just has to be. I have to be there. I have to be, I can't say 100% because it's never like that, but, I have to be prepared and ready to fight. And if I do that, I am a tough out for anybody, And
lightweight's a crowded division, but is there anyone you're kind of looking at as far as your next fight? I know you just got the win, but I imagine you're kind of looking ahead a bit as far as what's next.
Nobody in particular. I'm just looking to get back on the upswing and string some together. I told Joe inside the octagon that I'm healthy, I'm light, and I'm ready to go. So hopefully I'll be in a couple weeks.
So with your health, Jim, is it a case where you're going to get better going into your next fight? Or did your doctor say there's a chance you might get worse going into your next fight?
We're beating it. We're beating it. So, it's one of those things that, like I said, it's stubborn. I keep hitting this. Sorry, we still good? Yeah. All right. It's stubborn, so you have to kind of stay on it. Anybody that's been on antibiotics for a while knows the side effects of that. You feel run down and heading to the bathroom quite a bit. So, I've had to deal with that. But it's a lot better than feeling like a 85-year-old man, So yeah, everything should be good,
Are you at 100% at the moment, or are you still working your way back up?
I'm still working my way back up.
What would you say you're at the moment?
It's too hard to tell. Like I said, I'm still on the medicine, so my insides are not what they should be.
Are you rooting tonight for Mark Hunt so that you will be the only man that wins 100 and 200?
I'm a big fan of Mark Hunt. I'm pulling for him. I'm a big fan of Brock as well. That guy's he's pretty awesome, and I love his attitude that he has coming back. But yeah, I'm excited to watch that fight.
How long have you been dealing with the symptoms? How many camps did you go through dealing with this?
Like I said, it's hard to tell because I don't know. I started feeling the random joint pain probably back last May. That's when it's like, oh, well, my right knee never hurt before. Why does my right knee hurt? I got in the end of 2014. I got sick, had bronchitis and stuff, and I think that's kind of when I got it. I was hanging out with Dwayne Finley, and we went camping, and I think that's when I got it, actually. So
it's his fault.
It is his fault. Yeah, where is he?
Just quickly, Jim, what do you think about the yellow canvas? A lot of people sort of tweeting about it. It looks a bit, I don't know, maybe not the way the UFC intended. What did you think?
It caught me off guard because I didn't expect it. I didn't expect the yellow, the goldish, whatever it is.
Does it feel the same as the normal one?
Well, I kind of wanted to smear some blood on it. Kind of my thing. So, I want to see what it looks like. So, but yeah, I got in there and all I see is Gomi. He's a guy that I've had a lot of respect for a long time. So it was an honor to share the octagon with him.
Hey Jim, was there any pressure since you were on a 1-4 stretch that you may get cut from the UFC? Did you feel that sort of pressure?
No, not really. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried. It's not the end of the world. If I did lose that, or if I got cut out from my last one, it's not the end of the world. I know what I'm capable of. If I had to go back down to the different promotions, I know that I'd be back here. I wouldn't take it personally if it ever happened. But I plan on ending my career in the UFC. That was my 23rd fight with them, or with the organization, and I know that I can compete. I know I can beat the best guys in the world. And I want to show it. I want to prove it.
You won at UFC 200 and at 100. You beat Mac Banzig in that one. How do the victories compare?
The victors night. My win at 100, I was coming off of a loss against Gray, so that was big. That was important for me to get back, in the winning ways, and that kind of started my streak that I had going there for a bit. But this fight tonight, it was against a guy that I kind of got into the sport because of him. He made the lightweights in MMA. Him and a friend of mine, Vitor Shaolin, were like number 1, number 2, and I remember watching him before I started training. So it's really cool to go out there and to get a win over him.
Did you want it to be a little bit of a war? I mean, it happened really quick.
It was it's good to be in the tough fights. You get a lot more press with the tough fights. You get a lot more notoriety with the tough fights. But I still have recurring injuries from my fight with Joe Lozon. I like the fast ones. I like going out and dominating somebody and coming back and not having gotten hit.
Does this mean that you want to take a quick return to that?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what I want. I want to be able to fight in the next couple of weeks, and I'd love the opportunity to fight on the Madison Square Garden card, but I'm not waiting until November. I'd rather fight, by the end of the summer, if I could. And yeah, get back in there and beat somebody else up.
Knockout finish. His 30 seconds from finishing the job.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.